Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that you qualified to be a part of this special training. Not everybody qualified, but you did. You figured out a way to make it into this training on duplication. So I want to give you some kind of notes as we start. First of all, like I say, congratulations. Secondly, I'm going to be showing a lot of slides over the next 80 minutes or so. And the company is going to be sending those slides out to you as quickly as they possibly can in translation. So you'll have them in your language. Give them a little bit of time in order to be able to do that. So if you're stressing that the slides are going too fast, you'll be getting a copy of these slides delivered to you that you can have on your side. In addition, the replay of this training will be sent out in video form as well. So anybody that, for whatever reason, missed watching this live, the replay is being sent out as well. And finally, there is a checklist, a getting started checklist, a crucial conversation checklist that is based upon these slides that I'm going to recommend that you use and customize for every brand new person joining your business that is going to be sent out to you by the end of the month. Okay, so all of those things are going to happen. If you want to get copies of these slides faster, let me just recommend that you take screenshots or pictures as they come up, and you should be able to capture those. Even though they're in English, the translators are doing a phenomenal job. Thank you again, translators, for keeping up with my English and making sure everybody understands what it is that we're trying to convey around the world. So we're going to move pretty quickly. I will tell you, I struggled when it came to duplication. I struggled for my first 3 years in network marketing. I thought that if I got people started, then they'd be able to get people started and I'd be able to create this huge empire. But all I really had at the beginning was I was able to add people to my business, and then people would quit my business. And then I'd get more people to join, and then more people would eventually quit. And it was just start and stop over and over and over again for 3 years. And I was full-time as a network marketing distributor. And I finally got fed up and decided for things to change, I had to change. And I finally realized that if I didn't figure out duplication, then it was just a job. I just had a job inside of network marketing. And if I figured out duplication, I could really build a business. If I could teach people how to teach other people, then I could start to have leverage inside of my business. And that's what I want you to have, is leverage. One thing I will tell you as we start is every single business is a collection of systems. And over the course of our working together, I'm going to be training you and helping you develop systems on every single aspect of network marketing excellence. But getting people started and duplication is a system. And you know you have a system when you have it in writing. It's not a system when you have it in your head. When you have it written down, that's something that has a chance of something that will duplicate. And you know you have a good system, one, when it's written down, and two, when everybody knows it, everybody does it, and it works. Everyone knows it, everyone does it, and it works. That's when you know that you've got a system that's working. And that's my goal, is to help you get this accomplished. I will tell you, there's more to Herbalife than being in the food service business with the clubs or being in the six-pack business for the fitness challenges and everything else. There's opportunities for you to be able to person grow your network, for you to use social media to grow your network. But regardless of which strategy you use in your market to grow your network marketing organization, your Herbalife organization, regardless, this strategy I'm going to share with you will help your brand new person get started, and it will help you create duplication. Let me tell you one thing about duplication. Duplication begins while you're prospecting. Because think about it. Whatever was done with you when you were learning and getting started, that's usually what you're going to try and turn around and do with your brand new person. So first of all, you want to make sure that everything that you're doing in the recruiting process is something that can be done by everyone in the organization. That's one. Number two, where duplication is strengthened, where it gets strongest, is in the onboarding and in the launch of your brand new person. If you get a person started right, you have a very good chance at duplication. If you don't get them started right, it's going to be very, very challenging. So let me get started with my objectives. My objectives for this training are very simple. First, I want to show you how to launch your new distributors right. If you've got somebody on your team that joins your business, how to get them started with the best chance for success. Or relaunch your distributors. How many of you, either you or somebody in your team, needs to relaunch? Maybe you didn't get off to a big start. Put a 2 in the chat if you need to relaunch your business. Or if you have somebody in your team that's ready to relaunch and do it again. Maybe they never really got much going, but they're ready to go now. So whether you're going to launch a new person or relaunch somebody on your team who joined for a reason but just maybe never got off to a quick start, this training is going to help you do that. My objective also is to help all of your people get connected, to get comfortable, and to get competent. Get connected to Herbalife. Get comfortable inside of the Herbalife ecosystem and become competent so they know how to build a business. And also I want to help you avoid common mistakes that most people make. People make a lot of mistakes. Okay? So if you're ready, put a number 1 in the chat. Let me see. If you're ready for me to share with you how to make this happen. All right, fantastic. Looks like you're ready. What I'm going to share with you is the secret that helped me go from struggling with duplication to mastering duplication. And it's something that I call the crucial conversation. And as I mentioned, there's going to be a checklist. You're going to get these slides, and you're also going to get a checklist where you can literally sit down with a person, whether you're launching or relaunching that person, and you can just go through the checklist, 1 point by 1 point, until they go through the process. You don't have to be an expert. You can literally show them. You can both have a copy. You can let them keep a copy when you're done. But this will give you a better chance at them getting started. So what I'd like to do is just role play this entire training. And what I mean by that is I'd like you to be the new distributor, and I'll be your sponsor. And let's just assume that we're sitting down, you've joined Herbalife, and you want to build a business, and we're sitting down together. I'm going to role play with you exactly how I did it, how I've taught millions of people how to do it, and show you exactly in real time how you can do it with your team. Okay? So the very first thing, we'll start the role play right now. That is, I'm going to start it by saying, welcome to Herbalife. You've made the right choice. I'm proud of you. I think you're the smart one. Congratulations on making the decision. Congratulations on choosing the company. Congratulations on becoming an entrepreneur. Congratulations on working for yourself. You've made the right choice. You're in the right place. You're in good hands. And I would also tell you, Herbalife is not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect company, but it is better. It's better than any other form of entrepreneurship that I'm aware of anywhere in the world. Herbalife is not perfect, but it is better. Okay? And let me tell you why I think it's better. Number one, the scale, the leverage, and the reach that this company has is absolutely outstanding. And I'm not going to read every single one of these points on this list, but as you can see, they're number one in a number of categories. 95 markets, 8.8 billion suggested retail sales 2022, over 1 million distributors, and the list goes on and on and on. The brands, the assets, the relationships that they have with anti-hunger programs and sports sponsorships around the world is truly staggering, including the Olympics. The scientific organizations that they're connected to are outstanding world organizations. This is no joke. This company is serious about its science, and it's serious about building a huge global giant of a wellness, health, and nutrition company. The industry organizations that they're connected to are the best of the best. And if you look through this at your leisure. I'm not going to read every single one, but just know you're in good hands. Company's publicly traded. They work in a highly regulated marketplace around the world. There's accountability, and there's authenticity and transparency with this company. You've made an amazing choice. And again, congratulations. All of that said, let me tell you that one thing that I think you need to understand, Herbalife sometimes is judged and misunderstood. Like many great companies, like anything new in a marketplace, sometimes Herbalife can be judged and misunderstood by people in the market. And some of it is the fault of people, distributors in the field. Here's the truth. Some distributors have overhyped the opportunity. They've overhyped the product. They've made it seem too good to be true. Some people have acted like amateurs. They're going around there being inappropriate, being pushy, being too salesy. And some people have just formed false opinions, whether it's about network marketing, about Herbalife, or maybe something that they've read somewhere or something that they've heard from someone. That's just part of the reality of the world today. Even though Herbalife is so amazing from all the things that I just described, sometimes I think it's important as you start your Herbalife business to know that some people are going to judge it and some people are going to misunderstand it. But here's the truth. Here's the truth. Entrepreneurship in any form is hard. In Herbalife, you've got a low price of entry, but you have to make up for it with hard work. Nothing's going to replace hard work. There's support that's provided, but you're going to have to learn some new skills. It's going to stretch you like very few things will ever stretch you, but it's still worth it. Okay? So I just want you to understand you're in the right place. There's going to be some people in the world that are not going to understand what you do, and that's fine. Anytime you're doing something unusual, most people want you to just go follow a traditional path. This is not a traditional path. This is a solopreneurship, work from home, work for yourself path, and that's not what most people have been taught to do since they were 2 years old. Okay? And let me just mention before I continue, when it comes to the chat, some people are saying, please, can you turn off the chat? I'm not going to turn off the chat. And let me tell you why I'm not going to turn off the chat. Because we're going to interact together. We're going to role play together. And let me just give you an example of that. How many of you are proud of the fact that you made the choice to join Herbalife? Put a 3 in the chat if you're proud of that. Or put a heart in the chat if you're proud of the company, even if you know sometimes it's misunderstood. I'm proud of you for being proud of you. Okay? So let me give you my intentions. My intentions are to help you launch your Herbalife business the right way. No crazy hype. No need to damage relationships. I want to help you work towards becoming a professional over time. An Herbalife professional. Not just hoping to get lucky, but somebody who is an absolute pro, world class at building a business inside of this company. My real goal, and I want you to pay very close attention. If there's any quote that I want you to get clear in your notes, my real goal, my ultimate goal, is to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. I'll say that again. My goal is to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. That doesn't mean we're not going to be friends. I just want you to be able to operate with or without me. So let me ask you a couple questions. Do you agree that that's a good goal? If you agree that that's a good goal, put a 1 in the chat if you agree that that's a good goal. For you to become independent from me as quickly as possible. Of course, you don't want to stay dependent, right? You being independent is my total objective. Second question I want to ask you, and I want you to answer in number of months. How long would you like it to take to become independent from me? How long would you like it to take? 2 months, 3 months, 12 months, 3 months. I mean, there's a lot to learn. If you're going to be a professional, if you're going to master all of this, it's difficult to become a super pro in 1 month. But whatever your number is, I'm with you. If you tell me 3 months, then we're going to work towards that goal. If you tell me 12 months, then fantastic. Now, don't misunderstand. You can earn some money before you become independent from me. You can rank advance. You can sell some products. You can earn some commissions long before you become independent. So you don't have to wait to be able to start being successful. But your ultimate goal is my goal for you is that you become independent from me as quickly as possible. You agree that's a good goal, and you've given the time, let's say you say 6 months, in order to make that possible. I'll use that as an example. The next thing you need to understand is there's 3 ways that we can work together. Okay? I've introduced you to this business. You've joined. One way we can work together is I can give you my personal time. I'm going to let you know what I need from you in order to get my personal time. Because as you can imagine, I only have so much time. Number 2, you can learn by utilizing group time. You can join the Zooms, you can come to the events, you could join the pages and the chats, and you can learn in a group setting. So personal time is 1, group time is 2, or 3, we can do both. You can have group time to help you with some things and personal time from me to help you with other things. Which would you prefer? 1, 2, or 3? Which would you prefer? Personal time, group time, or both? I see most of you are choosing both. Yeah, that's probably wise. To be able to go ahead and why not take advantage of everything if you're going to try and become independent as quickly as possible. Now, let me just explain. If you want any of my personal time, and I don't want this to sound harsh, but this is just reality. This is how I work as a professional. If you want any personal time from me, I need just 3 things from you. I'm willing to trade my personal time for 3 things from you. And none of these 3 things are difficult. First, you need to be willing. I cannot force you to build an Herbalife business. You have to be willing to do it. You have to be willing to do something uncomfortable. You have to be willing to stretch. You have to be willing to get outside of your comfort zone. So number 2, you need to be coachable. I cannot help you if you won't listen. If you're not going to listen, I will let you go learn what you can learn in the group time. But I've learned that if you're not coachable, I cannot afford to spend personal time with you as much as I'd like to. I'm not going to be always trying to convince you how to build this business or why you should listen if you're not listening. And number 3, you need to be hungry. You need to be hungry. And you're either hungry or you're not. You're either ambitious or you're not. So willing, coachable, hungry. And here's the thing. I need all 3. If you want any of my personal time, I need all 3 of these things. Okay? So if you're willing to give me those 3 things in exchange for my personal time, put a 1, 2, 3 in the chat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And guess what? We'll stop the role play for 1 second. If you do this, when you do this with your brand new person, and you ask them, I need you to be willing, coachable, and hungry, guess what? All of them are going to say yes. I'm willing, coachable, and hungry. Here's how I'm going to know. Everybody's going to say they're willing, coachable, and hungry. Here's how I'm going to know. I'm going to give you assignments. I'm going to give you simple tasks designed to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. I'm going to give you things to do. I'm going to say, here's something you can do that will help you become independent. Go do it and get back to me when you're done. That's how I'm going to operate. And all of the assignments don't mean that I'm your boss. I'm not more important than you. I don't think I'm better than you. I'm just here, if you want my personal time, to be able to show you what other people have shown me on how to become independent as quickly as possible. So I'm going to be giving you simple assignments designed to help you become independent. And in the example we used, in the next 6 months, and you can scale them up, those assignments, if you want to go faster, or you can scale them down if it's too fast and you want to go slower. Okay? You can go as fast or slow as you want. I'm just going to give you assignments, okay? That's going to be the process that I'm going to use to find out if you're willing, coachable, and hungry. You can also go and learn at your own pace. You can learn at your own pace. You can go fast. If you want to go fast, fantastic. You can go slow. This is your business. You can go as slow as you want. You can stop and start. There's a lot of people who stopped and started before they finally really got it going. Here's my advice to you. Just don't quit. Whether you go fast, you go slow, or you stop and start, just don't quit. I want to tell you that there's going to be ups and downs in this business. This is an emotional business. Put a 7 in the chat if you agree that this is an emotional business. This is not like a logical business. This is an emotional business. There's going to be bad days. There's going to be disappointments. There's going to be frustrations. It's going to happen. Okay? Let me give you a pro tip. Pro tip, never quit on a bad day. Never quit on a bad day. Okay? You agree that you never quit on a bad day? Because if we have that agreement, then I think we can go. And one other thing before I tell you exactly how I'm going to help you become independent from me, in addition to the assignments, is I want you to tell me right now how you want me to handle it if you all of a sudden disappear. If you ghost me, if you stop showing up, if you stop answering my calls, if you stop answering my texts, if you don't show up for the events, do you want me to just, or do you want me to remind you why you joined Herbalife in the first place? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to leave you alone. Put a 5 in the chat if you want me to remind you why you joined in the first place. Because I just need to know. I don't want to bother you if you don't want me to. But if you want me to just don't give up on you, then put a 5 in the chat, let me know, and I won't give up on you. I promise. I'll continue to remind you why you joined in the first place. All right. Good. I'm glad. So let me give you the process that I'm going to use in addition to assignments to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. It's 4 words. Tell, show, try, do. Tell, show, try, do. I'm going to tell you what to do in order to become independent. I might have to tell you a few times, and then I'll show you. You watch, I'll show you. I'll do it. You watch. You observe. You learn from watching and observing, right? And then eventually I'm going to have you try it, and I'll watch. I'll be there to support you. And then once you've tried it enough times, eventually you're going to do it, and you'll become independent. Tell, show, try, do. Okay? Now, one thing that I think it's important for you to understand is you can't just tell somebody once, show them once, have them try it once, and now they're doing it, and they're independent. It just doesn't work like that. You tell, and then show, and then tell again, and then show again, and then they try it, and then you got to go back and tell them, and then tell them again, then show them a couple more times, and then they try it a couple times, then back to show, then back to try, then back to tell, show, try, and then eventually they do it by themselves, and then you have to go back and tell them again because that scared them, and then show them again, then they try it again, and eventually they do it, then they try it, then they do it, then they try it, and now they're doing it. Now they're independent. So they start dependent, they end up independent. We use the process of tell, show, try, do. You get my personal time if you're willing, coachable, and hungry. And I'm going to be using assignments in order to be able to drive through this entire process. Okay? Put a 3 in the chat if you understand. Do you understand? Do you agree that this is sounds like an intelligent process? There is a method for this. There is a process for this. And I'm here to help, and I'm excited for your future. Let me explain as we get started that there's 4 things that we do in Herbalife. 4 basic things. Number 1, we sell valuable products that people need using word-of-mouth advertising. We educate the world on valuable products, and we sell. Nothing happens in the compensation plan unless a product sells to a customer. Nothing. You don't get rewarded for anything else. You get only rewarded for sales. But there are other things that we can do to be able to ultimately increase the sales in the organizations that we build. The second thing that we can do is to recruit. We can build an ever-expanding team of other people who are selling. There's no limits to the number of people that you can recruit that will also go out there and sell products. And that volume can count towards you. Third thing that we do is we duplicate the process. We teach people to teach people to teach people, which is what I'm doing right now with helping you become independent from me. That's the beginning of duplication. Tell, show, try, do is the beginning of duplication, right? Assignments is the beginning of duplication. So we sell, we recruit, we duplicate, and finally, we lead. We lead. We lead the teams that we build. There's two teams of equal size and equal value. If there's one with a great leader and one with a terrible leader, the one with the great leader is going to end up selling more, producing more. Leadership matters. And even if you don't consider yourself a leader right now, if you're willing, coachable, and hungry, you can learn how to lead the teams that you build. I'm a perfect example. I did not consider myself a leader, and network marketing taught me how to lead people. So those are the four things that we do: sell, recruit, duplicate, and lead. And I know as a brand new person involved in Herbalife, this can feel like a lot. You know, I'm trying to give you a lot of information quickly. You're learning all of these new terms, all of these new things that you need to do. Here's what to do if you find yourself overwhelmed. If you find yourself overwhelmed, just understand this. We have a plan of action. We have a plan. Just relax. You don't need to understand it all. Just breathe. All you need to do is follow instructions. Something you've been doing for your whole life. People giving you instructions. Follow those instructions. There's a plan. You don't have to understand everything. You can do it at your own pace. Don't stress. Just follow instructions. You can go as fast or slow as you'd like. You have a lot of support along the way. Let me give you some concepts, some success concepts that I think will help you. First thing I will tell you, there's not a need to stress out about learning a lot of skills. Not right now. Eventually, you're going to become an Herbalife professional. Eventually. But you don't need to master every skill right now in order to get started. We're going to keep things basic and simple. Basic and simple. We're going to give you a step-by-step, assignment by assignment, a pathway for you to be able to move forward with your business. And everything I'm doing with you right now is something that you can turn around immediately and do the same exact thing with the person that you involve. If you involve somebody in Herbalife, you can go through the same exact checklist. You can go through the same exact presentation. You can have the same exact conversation. And if you do that, you can experience the duplication that everybody wants to have when it comes to building a large organization around the world. So these simple concepts changed my life. Let me give you a few concepts that absolutely helped me so much as I started my business and as I finally learned how to duplicate my business. First, be willing to start messy. Be willing to start before you're ready. Be willing to do it before you have all the answers. What I learned is the learning is in the doing. I mean, you can look at these slides all you'd like. You can go through this checklist 100 times. You can watch all the videos you want to watch. But until you go do it, it's going to be very difficult for you to really understand and become an Herbalife professional. Matter of fact, I will tell you, I believe that Herbalife can't really be understood from the outside. It needs to be experienced. How many of you would agree with me that Herbalife needs to be experienced? Give me a heart if you believe Herbalife needs to be experienced in order to be understood. Yeah, you understand it, right? People outside, it's just too different for a person to really get it. You have to go do it, and from doing it, you're going to finally learn it. So we're going to use a process while we're helping you become independent called plan, do, review. I'm going to show you how to, for every single task, when it comes to finding prospects, I'm going to help you make a plan. Then you're going to go do that plan, and then you're going to review the results, and you're going to use the results in order to be able to make a better plan tomorrow. And then do that, and then make a better plan the next day. And then do that, review, and make a better plan the next day. And just continue to repeat over and over and over again. Those three little words changed my whole life. Plan, do, review. With everything I do for the last 36 years in network marketing, I make a plan, I do that plan, and then I review. I'll review after we do this Zoom today. I reviewed after we did a Zoom 12 hours ago to make a better plan for this presentation that I'm doing with you right now. I'll keep doing it over and over and over again. I'd suggest you do the same thing, because if you do that, some great things are going to happen. Another thing that's important as you start your business is to understand for things to change, you've got to change. This is your life. This is your business. If you succeed in Herbalife, that's going to be because of you. And if you fail in Herbalife, that's going to be because of you. Really. It's not my responsibility to make you successful, and it's not the company's responsibility to make you successful. It's your responsibility to make yourself successful. This is your life. This is your business. I'm here to help if you're willing, coachable, and hungry, but it's your business. Blame is a dead-end street. Blame is the worst attribute an entrepreneur can have. Because if you constantly blame other people or other things for your lack of success, then other people or other things have to always be in alignment, supporting you to get where you want to go. Let me tell you a better way. Walk away from blame and focus on taking responsibility. If you focus on taking responsibility, not for what happens, but for how you respond to what happens as you build your Herbalife business, because it's not going to go perfect. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be issues. There's going to be things that are annoying. There's going to be people who let you down. Refuse to blame. Take responsibility for your business, and you're going to be on the right path. Another thing that's important as you start your Herbalife business is understand that you're going to become like the people you spend time with. Let me give you 3 pieces of advice as you start your business. This is really important, especially at the beginning. Spend more time with people who are encouraging you, who will not let you play small, that are pushing you to excellence, that are not going to let you negotiate with your own greatness, that see the best in you, that are constantly pushing you to be great. Spend less time with people who are distracting you. Because there's going to be a lot of people with good intentions and lovely people that are going to try to distract you from your goals, from your purpose, from your dreams. And spend much less time, or maybe even no time, with people who are discouraging you. So spend more time with people encouraging you, spend less time with people distracting you, and spend much less time with people who are discouraging you. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. You're going to do that. You're going to hang around with people who are encouraging you, and you're going to spend less time with people who are either distracting or discouraging you. All right, fantastic. Now, as you build a business, would you like to know how to build confidence? Would you like to become unstoppable, bulletproof? I'm going to give you a formula of how to build confidence as you build your Herbalife business, even if you're brand new and you don't have any skills, you're just figuring this thing out. Here's the secret. Be willing to put yourself in potentially embarrassing situations and handle it. Be willing to put yourself in potentially humiliating situations and deal with it. That's part of getting started messy. Just you say, you know what? I'm just going to put myself out there. I'm not going to treat myself so seriously. This is not like the biggest thing in the world. I can go make some mistakes. I'm going to fail forward. I'm going to learn from every experience. Because it's very difficult to get better and look good at the same time. Have you ever tried to learn something new? Try to play the guitar? Try to play the piano? For the very first time, can you look good and get better? Or is it going to be kind of ugly for a little while? It's going to be a little ugly for a little while. That's okay. Here's what's important. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be an Herbalife professional, let go of the opinions of other people. Other people's opinions, other people's judgment, other people's thinking about what it is that you're doing has nothing to do with you. Let go of the opinions of others. Decide to follow your own decisions, your own instincts, your own future. They're not living their life. You're living your life. Okay? They're not paying your bills. You're paying your bills. They're not building your career. You're building your career. So let go of the opinions of others. So let's talk about how to join right. You've joined, but I just do want to talk to you about this quickly. There may be several ways for you to join in your market, wherever you are in the world. I always recommend that you join with the highest possible package you can. The highest possible that you can. And if you have to stretch, fine. Because listen, if you assume success, what story is going to help you grow a business for the rest of your Herbalife career? You started at the lowest, at the minimum, or you started at the highest? Which is a better example? Which shows better leadership? Which shows more belief? Which shows that you have a plan, you're following the company's plan, and understand, the company created that package for a reason. And it's still a tiny, tiny amount of money compared to any traditional business. The average small business in the United States, the average person in the United States invests $55,000 US dollars in order to start that small business. Average. And 50% of them fail in the first 12 months. Okay? When you look at how you can start your Herbalife business with the amount of support that's available, the amount of training that's available, the amount of scale that they allow for you is amazing. It's tiny. And same thing with the monthly commitment. What's the best value for you? What products should you be taking? How much should you be using these? What's the best example you can have for other people on your team? If you're using all the products, or you're using one? Or you're using none? What's the best story? Using all? Using some? Using one? Or using none? So if you want to join right, assume success, and here's what I want you to avoid. I want you to avoid minimum disease. This is actually a real thing. And a lot of people in the world have minimum disease. Here's how most people think. Most people in the world, they're thinking, what's the least I can do to get by? What's the least I can do to qualify? What's the least I can do to get involved? What's the minimum? I'm going to ask all of you, instead of thinking like most people, think different. What's the most I can do to succeed? What's the most I can commit? What's the most I can make happen? Don't allow minimum disease to sink into your brain. Don't be looking for shortcuts. Don't be looking to get lucky. Don't be looking for some discount. You don't need a discount. You don't need a special. You don't need a promotion. You don't need the minimum. That's what most people do. You're not most people. Think different. What's the most you can do to succeed? Next thing that's important, if you're going to be successful, we're going to help you become independent, is I want to make sure you get connected to all the platforms. Every place in the market that you're working in, what are the websites you need to be connected to? Make sure you're connected to those websites, connected to your back office so you understand, connected to all the social media pages in your language, in your market, connected to all the group chats that might provide value to you, where you can learn. Make sure your email and SMS and everything else is connected to all the lists so you get all the updates, all the information, all the announcements. Because if you're going to become independent, what's important? You need to know where to go to get your questions answered. Where do you go get your questions answered? Because if you have to ask me every time, you're not going to be independent. For you to be independent, you need to know where to get your questions answered. In your market, in your language. Where do you get your questions answered? And it shouldn't be another person, because now you're not independent. You're dependent on that other person. So, websites are places where you can get your questions answered. Customer service, events, you can get your questions answered. Social media pages, you can get some questions answered. There's groups you can join to get your questions answered. There's chats you can be involved with. There's upline support team. But here's what I would ask of you. Don't do everything you can not to count on your upline support team to answer every question. Because my goal is to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. You agreed that that's a good goal. You agreed. We used the example of 6 months to become independent. If you call me or you text me and said, Eric, when is extravaganza again in our market? What are the dates? If I give you the dates, am I helping you become independent? No, I'm not. You're dependent if I give you the dates, even if I know the dates. So if I'm going to be a good leader, and my goal is that you become independent from me as quickly as possible, if you ask me, when is extravaganza in the APAC market? When is extravaganza in Bangkok? I'm going to come back to you and say, where do you think you can go to get the answer to that question? And you're going to go, oh, I guess I'm supposed to. I thought I'd just ask you, though, since you're my upline. Yes, but because I'm your upline, because I'm your sponsor, I want you to learn where to get the questions answered so you can teach other people how to get the questions answered. So all of you are nice people giving the different dates. How many of you are going to be in Bangkok? Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to be there. Because if you are, I can't wait to see you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be giving you 6 hours of training. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So teach everybody on your team where to get their questions answered. And then next, I want to help you meet as many people in Herbalife as possible. This might not seem like it's very, very important for success, but it's very important. The friends that I've met inside of my network marketing experience, I think if I wouldn't have had some relationships, I probably wouldn't have stayed. So I want you to make friends with as many Herbalife distributors as possible. I want you to attend as many events as possible. I want you to introduce yourself to as many people as possible. Even if you're introverted, I'm an introverted person. I'm a shy person in group settings. And yet still, I learned that if I wanted to have a long-term business inside of the network marketing experience, I needed to reach out my hand and I needed to introduce myself to as many people as possible. And I want you to do the same thing. And when we go to events, I'm going to introduce you to others. I'm going to take you around. I'm going to introduce you to people on social media. I'm going to introduce you to people on three-way texts or chats. I'm going to introduce you to people that I admire and respect. I'm going to introduce you to people who have a similar background as you. I want you to make as many friends as possible. And I'm going to ask you to get out of your comfort zone. In a world that is as disconnected, we're as connected as we've ever been because of technology, and we're as disconnected as we've ever been when it comes to real human interaction. I want you to make as many friends as possible. Your friends will help your chances for success go up dramatically. So get out of your comfort zone, and ultimately, how many of you have ever worked out? Do you have the muscle emoji in there somewhere? How many of you have ever worked out? There's the muscle emoji. Rich threw it in there. Thanks, buddy. Ronan's thrown it in there. There's the muscle emoji. If you've worked out, you know that if you have a workout partner, you can get better results. So what I want you to do, and one of my assignments for you to become independent, is I want you to find a workout partner in your Herbalife business. I can be one of them, but I want you to find, in addition to me, somebody else that will push you to go a little bit more, do a little bit more. When you're having a bad day, they'll push you. And you can turn around and you can be their workout partner. You can push them. And if you don't have one, search one out. Find one. Find somebody in your market. And it doesn't have to be your upline or downline. It could be crossline. Most of my really great friends were crossline people. So find somebody in your market, make friends, and decide to be accountability partners with each other. Hold each other accountable. And don't let each other play small. Okay? Find a workout partner for your business. Next thing that's important is that you set up your event calendar. I will tell you, events are critical for long-term success in our profession. Events will help you so much to see the big picture, to understand what you're involved with, to have the evidence of social proof, to hear the stories, to learn, to get around great people. So set up your event calendar, and whether it's digital or in print, take every single team call and team Zoom and put it on your calendar so you never miss a team call or a team Zoom. That will help you become independent faster. Every single company call and company Zoom, Put it on your calendar. Make sure that you never miss. Set a reminder. Every single training event, in person or online, make sure it's on your calendar. Never miss. Company events, for sure. Extravaganza, for sure. Make sure that you're there and never miss. If a company has a Zoom, make sure you never miss. Pre-register whenever they will let you. Understand, most markets sell out for the big events like Extravaganza. That's why you have to learn and teach everybody in your team to pre-register whenever possible. Buy tickets as soon as they will let you buy tickets. Be ready to buy tickets at one event before you even leave for the next event. Here's what I know about events. Leaders are born at events. And ultimately, I want you to just understand one thing. All roads lead to Extravaganza. Roads lead to Extravaganza. Whatever market you're in, all roads lead to Extravaganza. Make that a priority, and you're going to really thank me. I will tell you, the first time I went to a big event, it changed everything in my mindset. It changed everything in my decision to turn this into a career. If you attending, how many of you have attended an Extravaganza and it changed your life? Put a 7 in the chat if it changed your life. You attended an Extravaganza. Take a look. Ask around. Leaders are born at these events. Make sure that they're important, they're a priority for you. Okay? Next, how to set up your business. This is very quick. I'm not a financial advisor. You should consult your own, but talk to your financial advisor. Find out if it would be a good idea for you to set up a business bank account, a business credit card, a business license if necessary, a business entity if necessary. Have an accountant or a tax advisor. Make sure that you're getting the right advice when it comes to your finances. Make sure you have bookkeeping software or bookkeeping so your accounts are managed effectively. Okay? If you're going to be in business, be in business. Act like a business. And speaking of business, here's how to work from home. Let me give you some advice on how to work from home. Because most people work from home. Some work from offices, but a lot of people work from home. At least part of the time they work from home. Here's a couple quick tips. Identify a workspace. I mean, it could be a corner of the dining room. Some people have set it up in their garage. Some people have set it up in their basement. Some people set it up in a little closet or a spare bedroom. But find a little workspace that's your space where you're going to focus on building your dreams. Okay? If you can, identify a workspace. Don't have to, but I found that it's helpful. Identify your work hours. If it's possible to do, identify the hours that you're going to work. How many hours per week can you commit to building your future? Approximately, how many hours per week can you commit to building your future? And then here's my suggestion to you. Once you commit those hours, make that commitment sacred. Just decide that you're not going to negotiate with those hours. You're going to commit those hours and you're going to make your life work around it. Because if you do, you're going to get better results. So those are a couple tips from working from home. Ultimately, what I've learned is your calendar is your boss. Your calendar, whether it's digital or in print, your calendar is your boss. If you want me to work with you, if you're willing, coachable, and hungry, and you said that you are, one of your assignments is going to be to fill your calendar with income-producing activities. Every time I see you, whether it's in person or on video online, I'm going to say, show me your calendar. I want to see your calendar. What are the income producing activities that you have in that calendar? Where are you connecting with prospects? Show me. When are you connecting with them with tools or events? Show me. And I can help you fill your calendar with income producing activities. But this is an assignment. We're going to use it. I'm going to use your calendar. We're going to tell, show, try, do until you've mastered your calendar. Because your calendar is the ultimate measurement of, are you in action or are you not? And let me give you a quick hack when it comes to your time. When it comes to time management, trying to manage or be more effective with your time. This business, the Herbalife business, can be built in 15-minute blocks of time. You can take 15 minutes and call some prospects. You can take 15 minutes and start some conversations. You can take 15 minutes and follow up. You can take 15 minutes and do a quick presentation. You can do 15 minutes and share the product with somebody. You could take another 15 minutes and make your plan for the next event. Just 15 minutes at a time. If you take 10 hours a week, that's 40 different 15-minute blocks. So you might not be able to have a lot of 2 hours at a time, 3 hours at a time, 8 hours at a time. But anybody can find 15 minutes here or there, 15 minutes before work, 15 minutes during lunch, 15 minutes during a break, 15 minutes after work, 15 minutes after you put the kids to sleep. You can find those 15-minute blocks, and the good news is you can build a business 15 minutes at a time. Now, here's one of the important ones. If I want you to become independent from me as quickly as possible, you need to learn how to employ yourself, ultimately. Now, I'll be your workout partner. Hopefully you find some other workout partners to hold you accountable. But you need to learn how to employ yourself. This is a new skill for most people. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. This is really important because a lot of people say, oh, you need to treat Herbalife like a business. Just treat Herbalife like a business. If you treat Herbalife like a business, it'll pay you like a business. Well, I've found that if most people treat Herbalife like a business and they're their own boss, as soon as they're their own boss, they give themselves the day off or the week off or the month off. They don't hold themselves accountable at all. So my suggestion to you is treat this like a job. Treat Herbalife like a job until it pays you like a business. Okay? I'll say it again. Treat Herbalife like a job. Some of you have not missed a day of work in 10 years, but you skip Herbalife work all the time because you feel like you can because it's your business. Treat this like a job until it pays you like a business. Now let's talk about some early goals. One of my early goals from you, if you understand the compensation plan, is to help you get to the very first rank success builder. You don't need to show them every single aspect of the compensation plan. Just here's our compensation plan. Here's how to get to success builder or a qualified producer, it's called in the United States and Puerto Rico. Here's how to get to that rank. And let's map out a game plan together to get that done. You don't need to understand anything else right now. I'm going to teach you how to get to Success Builder and then teach other people how to do the same thing. And guess what? Supervisor will happen. If you get enough Success Builders, supervisor will happen. So will the other high-ranking positions inside the structure. One little building block at a time. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Let's just get that first rank focused on and done. Okay? I want you to keep it simple. Once you've agreed, you agreed that keeping it simple, keeping it focused is going to help. Next thing I need you to do is become a raving fan. I want you to become a super fan of Herbalife products. what did Mark Hughes say over and over and over? Use the products. Wear the button. Talk to people. Use, wear, talk. Right? Now, if you become a raving fan, are you going to be more effective? When you use the products, you become a super fan of these products, are you going to be more effective in educating people as the value of the products that you represent? The answer is yes. So you need to create your product story. What is your product story? Now I'm going to tell you, my suggestion to you is to use the products exactly as instructed. Yes, Law Celine says, make it fun, of course. Use the products exactly as instructed. And you don't have to overhype to become a raving fan. Chris, you don't have to overhype. Just use the products exactly as instructed. Build your belief in the products because of the use. And here's a little pro tip. Use them publicly whenever possible. Whenever you possibly can, use the products publicly. That's the where part that Mark Hughes was talking about. Anytime you can take the product publicly, it can become a conversation starter. Anytime. Be consistent with the products. Document your results. Yes, Law says, be the brand. Before and after. What's your immediate results story? What happened right away? What's your 30-day story? What happened in your first month? What's your long-term benefits story? I'm going to say all of this to create your product story, but also, please make sure to stay compliant. Check with the company, look at the website, and follow company instructions. Stay compliant so you're not overhyping the products. You're not overclaiming what's not, something that's not typical. You're not making any irresponsible claims. But create your product story, build your belief, become a raving fan. And over time, you don't have to do this today, but over time, I want you to learn everything you can about the products. Learn about the benefits, the ingredients, the technology, the science, the clinical studies, the awards, the stories, anything any brag points that the company has. I want you to learn everything possible. And not because I need you to be a scientist, but because it'll help you be more of a raving fan. The more you learn about what the company's put into these products and what's behind them, the more of a raving fan, the more belief you're going to have, the more conviction you're going to have, and the more success you're going to have in sharing the products and the benefits to other people. So over time, you don't have to do it today, but over time, I want you to learn everything possible. Watch all the videos. Read all the documents. Take a listen to all of the doctors and scientists and all that stuff. Over time, become a super pro at everything Herbalife product related. One thing that I'm going to help you with as you're starting your business is I'm going to work with you on how to tell your why Herbalife story. Now, again, we're going to use tell, show, try, do, so you can learn how to do this with or without me. But there's 4 parts to your story. And if you've been watching the training we covered over the last few weeks, 4 parts. Hopefully you've practiced this a bit already. 1 is your background. 2 is what you didn't like. 3 is that you found a solution with Herbalife. And 4 is now how you feel about the future. Okay? You don't have to master that right now. But we're going to use tell, show, try, do. And I'm going to teach you how to tell your story. So you always have something to say to any prospect at any time to be able to help them understand why you've joined this company and the solution that you might have for them. I'm also going to teach you how to get support from your close family and friends. Something happens in our business that sometimes your close friends and family are not the most supportive. Sometimes they give you a hard time for joining this Herbalife business. Maybe they don't understand what it is that you have. Maybe they they've judged it for some reason, or maybe they heard something from somewhere that wasn't true about your business. I'm going to teach you a very specific process that you don't have to master right now. You don't have to be an expert, but a 7-step process for you to approach your hot market. And don't worry, we're going to use tell, show, try, do, so you can learn how to do this and feel comfortable. But here's a quick 7-step process. Be in a hurry, compliment them, mention that you're involved with Herbalife, quickly disqualify them as a prospect, tell them your story, which I'm going to teach you how to do, ask them for support 4 different ways, and then I'm going to teach you how to follow up. You don't need to learn this right now. I just want you to understand that as we work together, so long as you stay willing, coachable, and hungry, as we work together, I will show you how to get the maximum support from your close friends and family. Okay? Would that feel good to have support from your close friends and family? I'm going to show you how to do it. And at the same time, educate them about what you have in a way that feels totally comfortable and you get maximum support. That's what I want you to have. Okay? So, one thing I do need you to do as we start building your business, as we start putting this thing together, is to make a list of prospects. This is where we start. This is not where we finish. This is where we start. Okay? And there's lots of sources. Everybody's in your phone, everybody on email, social media. Get out there, network on purpose, meet people. The 2nd degree of separation, who do people know? Who do they know? Who do they know? Who do they know? And we have a document. I have a document for you called a memory jogger that will help you remember who it is that you know. This is a resource I'm going to give you to help you make a list. Okay? Don't need to stress out about this. This is something that's going to continue over time. And this is just a starting point. It's just a starting point. Now, in making this list, a lot of people think that if you know a lot of people, you can be successful in Herbalife. And if you don't know a lot of people, you can't be successful in Herbalife. Here's what I will tell you. That's not true. That's not true. Most of the big successful people in Herbalife, most of the people on their team joined their team, or they met them after they joined Herbalife. They didn't even know them when they joined Herbalife. Like 90% of the team plus, they met after they joined because they learned how to connect with other people. So don't worry about how many people you know right now. I'm going to teach you over time how you can never run out of prospects. There's unlimited people to talk to. I'll teach you how to do it. But this initial list is going to help you get started. And I want to help you get off to a quick start. So we're going to start with your most likely customers. Who are the people that are going to support you no matter what? Maybe people who owe you something. Maybe you helped them out when they were having a difficult time. And now you can ask them to return the favor by being your customer. Who do you do business with right now? Where do you spend money? If you spend money with them, can they be your customer and support you? Who are the people who desperately need Herbalife products right now? Who are the people who can afford it? Make a list of these people, okay? I don't want you to start with the hardest. Start with the easiest people. I want you to rank your potential customers with easiest to hardest. And let's start with easiest. And through Tell, Show, Try, Do, I'll teach you how to become a professional so you can get to the hardest. But don't start with the hardest. Let's start with the easiest. Let's get some results. Let's work together so you can get some customers. And then next, who are your most likely distributors? I want you to think about, as you've made your list, Who is entrepreneurial? Who's money motivated? Who's a nonconformist, maybe a rebel? They're rebellious. Who looks up to you? Who's ambitious? Who's open-minded? Who would like to work with you if they had a chance? Who's dissatisfied with something in their life that they're willing to make a change? Who's competitive? I've found that competitive people are excellent prospects as distributors. And again, I want you to rank these people from easiest to hardest. You don't have to go hardest. Let's start with easiest. Who's most likely to join? And don't worry about what you're going to say. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you, and we have a process that will help these people understand what it is that you have. You don't have to be a super pro. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to pretend that you are. Here's what you need to understand. All business is conversation. Here's the one thing that I need you to do. The one thing that I can't do for you and the system can't do for you. Understand this. All business is conversation. And here's the goal. Now, don't get overwhelmed. I want you to start a conversation with every single person on your list. Start with easiest to hardest, but start a conversation with every single person on your list. Now, most of this is going to be done digitally. It's not over the phone, not even in person most of the time. So some people say, well, how would I start a conversation? Just start with hello. Say hi. Say what you would normally say when reaching out to a friend. You don't need to have a script. You don't need to have a big business agenda. You don't need to ask for anything. As a matter of fact, you can find out if you can help them in some way. You can give them referrals for their business, whatever. Just start a conversation. All business conversation. Get them started, and then keep those conversations going. And most conversations are going to start electronically. SMS, send them hello, text message, a direct DM, direct message, social media, WhatsApp or some sort of platform, email, phone call, more unusual, phone call. All of this works in your favor because you don't have to worry about what to say next. If you get stuck, something happened with India language in the English line. They're asking if please switch that back to English in the English line. I don't know if something happened there, but I'm noticing in the chat. So hopefully they fix that. This works in your favor because if you start a conversation and you get stuck, just ask me and I'll help you, or your workout partner can help you figure out what the answer should be. So don't worry about it. It's all going to be fine. Start the conversation. Most of them start electronically. This is going to save time, maximize your results. And I'm going to be able to help you. Okay? I'm going to be able to help you. Once you start a conversation, the goal is to keep it going. Keep it appropriate. Don't hound them. Be friendly. Bring value. Have fun. Once you start the conversation, keep it going. And then, after you have a conversation going, I'm going to teach you, tell, show, try, do. I'm going to teach you how to transition it to a business conversation. I'm going to teach you how to transition your regular conversation to a business conversation. And you don't need to be a super pro. Don't even worry about it. I'm here to help. There's two transition points. Either they're going to come to you. If you're going to transition the conversation, they're going to come to you and say, well, tell me what you're doing. Tell me what's going on in your life. What are you doing for work? Whatever. That's going to give you an opening to share what you have. Or you can go to them. And you can say, you know what? I can't get you out of my mind. I've been thinking about this and I'm working with this company and I thought that you might be a fit. And don't worry about the exact way to do it. Again, tell, show, try, do. So long as you're willing, coachable, and hungry, I'm going to be here to help you make this happen. Okay? You understand? Now, The next thing I want you to understand is to transition off the platform. Once you make the transition, whatever platform you started on, you need to get off of that platform if you want to be more successful and get voice to voice or face to face. If you're just texting, get voice to voice or face to face. If you're on social media, get voice to voice or face to face if you want to have better results. Now, third-party resources are also going to be a great tool for you. In addition to me, anytime, once you've started a conversation with any of your prospects and they want to learn more, instead of you pretending that you're going to be an expert, I want you to focus on third-party resources. Whether it's events, look at all these different types of large events, small events, Zooms, webinars, conference calls, lives, tools, videos, audios, websites, brochures, stories, or people. Your upline, me, crossline, friends, your workout partner. Anytime, use third-party resources to educate people about what it is that you have in Herbalife. Here's the key: anything that's not you. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try and be an expert. If your lips are moving, you need to be pointing, asking questions, pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. And again, so long as you're willing, coachable, and hungry, I can help. I can help. So here's basically your Herbalife grand opening. When you're ready, as we've gone through this little getting started, as you're ready, you're going to find prospects, take a look at your list, right? And you're going to invite those people to an event or to a tool. You're going to focus on your easiest customers. You're going to focus on your easiest distributor prospects. You're going to change your relationship with no. You're not going to be so intimidated by no. A no is not the end of the world. You're going to keep the conversation going. And again, when you're inviting for people to understand what it is that you do, I can help. Okay? So you're going to find some prospects. You're going to identify the prospects. You're going to invite to an event, to a tool. You're going to focus on easy customers, easy distributors. You're not going to be so intimidated with no, and I can help. When it comes to presenting what Herbalife has, instead of you being an expert, just use a third-party tool. Use a tool, an event, or a person. Use me. Use a video. Use a Zoom. Use an event. Use something that's not you. Anything that's not you. And again, I can help. So long as you're what? Willing, coachable, and hungry. And as I'm presenting, what are we going to be trying to help you do? We're going to be going through this process of tell, show, try, do. I'm telling you right now about presenting. I'm going to show you. I'll do the presentation. You provide the person. I'll do the presentation. Or I'll introduce them to a tool. Or I'll help you invite them to an event. And then eventually you're going to try it. You'll do it, and I'll be there to help in case you screw it up, in case you mess it up. And then eventually you'll be doing it. And you'll now be independent. Okay? Now when it comes to follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-up. That's just keep the conversation going. Once you've started the conversation, keep it going. You're going to get questions. You're going to get objections. What are you going to do when you get questions and objections? Again, I can help. I can help, and we're going to use third-party tools. Myself and third-party tools, and I'm going to help you learn how to answer any question and overcome every objection. But for right now, as you get started, you don't need to stress about all that. All you've got to do is start the conversations, get them going, look for the transition, and then between third-party tools and myself, we're going to take it from there. And we're going to work you through the process so you become an expert, so you become a professional over time, so you're no longer dependent on me. And even for closing, we've got a simple process I'm going to help you with. You don't have to be an incredible super pro, but there's 6 questions that you're eventually going to learn that we ask at the end of every exposure. Every time somebody learns about Herbalife, we ask these 6 questions. Here's the 6 questions. You don't have to master them right now, but they're the same questions I asked you at the end of the exposure when you took a look at this business. These same questions you're going to be able to ask, even if you have them written down in front of you, and say, listen, I need to ask you these 6 questions. And use that to help a person make a decision. And again, I can help. Now, if you once you get your first person signed up, your first distributor, and getting a new person started, what are we going to do? The process that I just went through with you, you're going to do that same exact process with them. Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can go through this checklist? Could you go through this little presentation slides? Could you use the same third-party tools as I used? Could you use tell, show, try, do? Can you help a brand new person become independent from you as quickly as possible? Can you set proper expectations? Right? Can you give them the same chance as I'm giving you? I can help, but again, now that you have this little crucial conversation, this getting started process, you can use this to go all the way to the top with or without me. With plan, do, review, you can learn on your own if you need to. If you don't have anybody supporting you right now, you can go get the help. I didn't have upline support. When I started in my network marketing business, I went and found the answers. I learned about tell, show, try, do. I learned that it was important for me to become independent as quickly as possible and to help other people do the same thing. For 3 years, I struggled with duplication until I finally learned this process. And again, tell, show, try, do. At the end of this crucial conversation, when you're sitting down with your brand new person that's just joined, based upon their ambition, their excitement, their enthusiasm, give them their first assignment. Whatever that first assignment is, whatever you think is going to help them become independent as quickly as possible, what's going to get them moving in the right direction. Give them their first assignment and give them a deadline of when they're supposed to get that back to you. And if they don't come back to you right away, then maybe make the assignment a little easier, then maybe a little easier until they finally accept one of the assignments and then increase the difficulty until they become a pro using tell, show, try, do. So this crucial conversation changed my whole life, changed my whole business, helped me go from an amateur to a professional. So I want to give you a crucial conversation challenge. I want you to go to every member on your team. Well, first of all, let me just ask you this. How many of you believe that if somebody would have gone through this exact presentation that I just went through with you right now, the day you joined, that your Herbalife business would be more successful? Put a heart. Give me a heart if you believe that your Herbalife business would be more successful if somebody went through this the day you joined. I think you'd all agree with me, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to every single member of your team and go through this crucial conversation, even if they joined a long time ago. Some of them need to restart. Some of them need to see the process. Some of them need to learn how to become independent instead of staying dependent. Some of them need to engage in tell, show, try, do. I want you to go to every member of your team and take the time Take 45 minutes, take an hour, and invest an hour in that human being in giving them the best possible chance for success. Who's willing to accept that challenge? Give me a heart if you're willing to accept the challenge. All right, last thing I'm going to tell you, and then we'll wrap, is the first ever Premier League Advanced Leadership Training session with me is going to happen on May 21st. This is for qualified Premier League members, and only for this first month, for those people who've recruited at least 5 personally sponsored new distributors with 250 volume points after January 1st. Between January 1st and May 17th. For U.S. and Puerto Rico, has to be documented volume. At least 5 personally sponsored new distributors. You don't have to be fully qualified as Premier League to get in this first one, but it's the only one that they're going to make the exception. After May, starting in June, it's only Premier League, fully qualified Premier League members only. This training, I charge a fortune for this training outside of Herbalife. Because you're in Herbalife, you get access to this training, this leadership development training for free. So either get qualified as a Premier League member or make sure you have at least 5 personally sponsored new distributors after January 1st. And you can see the instructions there. So here's the thing. It's one thing to sell. It's another thing to recruit. It's another thing altogether to duplicate. This crucial conversation is going to help you duplicate. And if you get enough duplication, then you can learn how to become a more effective leader. So these slides are going to come out to you soon in your language, so you'll have them. A checklist, a crucial conversation checklist, is also going to be sent out to you in your language. And the replay of this training is also going to be sent out with translation. Okay? So give the company a little bit of time to turn it around, but it's going to get out to you and your people very soon. Please use it. Please save yourself a lot of time and trouble and just use it. Stay willing, coachable, and hungry. Use the information that's helped millions of people. It can help you too. So I hope you got value from this training. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Can't wait to see you May 21st. Get your 5 recruits at least, or get in Premier League, the Herbalife Premier League, in order to qualify to be there. I can't wait to see you May 21st. Or before, I'll see you at the APAC extravaganza in Bangkok. Everybody have a great day. I will see you soon. And mad love to you. Bye-bye.